Welcome to Red-Handed Crimes channel. Don't forget to subscribe. On a cold November morning in 1992, the small town of Camden Falls, Missouri, was rattled awake by a chilling discovery. Inside a burnout car at the edge of a wooded park, police found the body of 17-year-old Sarah Whitman. Her wrists were bound, her mouth taped shut. The fire had consumed most of the evidence, but the horror of the scene left no doubt: this was murder. Within days, the town turned its eyes to one suspect, someone they knew, someone convenient. His name was Elijah Reed. At just 19, Elijah was quiet, reclusive, and had a history of minor run-ins with the law. But nothing that suggested violence. Still, a coerced confession, a flawed lineup, and mounting pressure from a grieving community quickly made him the face of the crime. What no one knew, what sat hidden in a sealed letter, buried in bureaucracy and disbelief, was that someone else had already confessed. A confession that, if heard, could have spared Elijah Reed 30 years of wrongful imprisonment. Sarah Whitman was everything Camden Falls held dear: a high school honor student, cheerleader, and daughter of a local judge. Her death shattered the illusion of safety in the town. Candles burned at every vigil. News vans circled like vultures. The pressure on law enforcement was immense. Detective Roy Canning, a veteran with 2 years to retirement, was desperate for a break. The town demanded justice, and fast. That pressure turned to Elijah. He had been seen walking alone near the woods that day. He didn't have an alibi. And he was different. Black, poor, and quiet, he didn't fit into the town's vision of innocence. Elijah had no lawyer when they brought him in. They questioned him for 11 hours straight. He was exhausted, confused, and afraid. Eventually, he said what they wanted to hear, just to make it stop: "Yes, I did it." The confession didn't match the evidence. He couldn't describe the murder weapon. He didn't know about the fire accelerant. He claimed she screamed, but her mouth had been taped. Still, prosecutors had what they needed. At trial, the jury saw a scared kid and a grieving family. They didn't see the holes in the case. Elijah was sentenced to life in prison without parole. In 1994, 2 years after Elijah's conviction, a man named Darren Cole was arrested in another state for a string of violent assaults. During an interview, he confessed to a murder in Missouri, a girl named Sarah, a fire, duct tape, and a voice he silenced forever. He claimed it happened in a small town. "I can't forget her face," he said. "I see her in my dreams." The detective wrote up the confession. It was sent to the Missouri Department of Corrections. Then it vanished. No one followed up. No one reopened the case. And Elijah never knew about it. Decades passed. Elijah read every law book in the prison library. He filed appeal after appeal. Each one was denied. It wasn't until 2019 that someone finally listened. A young lawyer named Marissa Levin took on his case through the Midwest Innocence Alliance. She dug deep, requesting sealed documents, interviewing retired officers, and combing through boxes of case files long forgotten. That's when she found it, a mention of Darren Cole in a transport report. She followed the thread. Buried in an archive was the original confession memo. A copy had been faxed, time-stamped, and signed. It had been ignored. Marissa filed a motion to vacate Elijah's conviction. The courts dragged their feet. The state fought back. But media pressure grew as national outlets picked up the story. In a stunning turn, Darren Cole, now terminally ill in prison, agreed to testify. On video, he gave a full confession: how he picked Sarah at random, how Elijah was never there, how the guilt ate him alive. In 2022, Elijah Reed was released. He had served 30 years for a crime he did not commit. The state offered no apology. No compensation. Just a bus ticket and a stack of discharge papers. Elijah returned to a world he barely recognized. Cell phones, the internet, a world that moved without him. But Elijah wasn't done. He spoke at universities, legal forums, and in front of Congress. He told his story not with rage, but with resolve. Justice doesn't mean punishment, he said. It means accountability. It means truth. Darren Cole died in prison 3 months later. Elijah now runs a nonprofit called Shadows No More, helping other wrongfully convicted individuals. His case led to legislation requiring confessions from other jurisdictions to be reviewed in all open and closed cases. His life was stolen, yes, but not silenced. Because even when the truth is buried, ignored, or denied, it finds a way. And sometimes, the most powerful confessions are the ones no one wanted to hear. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.